So, in my expert opinion, I think that everyone has gotten procrastination all wrong. You have unintellectuals claiming that you can overcome procrastination. And to them I have to say, have you seen the amount of stupidity that has been put out in 2020? For example, we have Kanye West peeing on his Grammy. If that wasn't enough stupidity for one person, he tried to run for President of the United States. But wait, he forgot to submit his paperwork by mere minutes. And if we go search him up real quickly on Google, we can see that his net worth is $1.3 billion. All I can say is, we live in a society. Sorry about that, but I hope you understand that humans are way too far down the rabbit hole now to recover. There is no overcoming, no winning, no beating against procrastination. Our only hope is to fight stupidity with even more stupidity. As a result, I present to you the art of yeeting procrastination.
To those men who are going into the hottest spots.
Now, what do I mean by yeeting procrastination? With the word yeet, some of you might have had experience in the past with this word. It was quite a popular exclamation in 2017 and 2018, but most of you probably don't even know the true definition. And for that, we look to Urban Dictionary. There are around 2 to 3 main definitions for the word yeet, and I'll be trying to use each one for each different skill that I'm going to teach you. So now, you may be asking, Keith, how do I apply yeeting to procrastination? And to that, I have to say,
will you shut up, man? Listen, who is on your list?
Skill number 1 is learning how to yeet distractions. In this context, we are describing yeet as discarding an item at extremely high velocity. When it comes to distractions, our phones are obviously the main culprit. We scroll through social media, forgetting to look up and around every time we walk past someone just so that we can escape an awkward conversation for the 420th time. Or you could be binge watching the Food Wars anime late into the night only to realize that tomorrow you have 5 classes where 2 of your 5 classes have projects that account for 30% of your final grade. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, there are numerous different ways that we can distract ourselves with our phones. In order for you to overcome this huge obstacle, you have to practice yeeting your device so far with so much precision and power that it lands on the opposite side of the room. The logic behind this is that humans are lazy, humans are stupid. The further away you throw your phone, the more likely you are to be able to get work done because the phone is further away and you're too lazy to get up and reach for it. Only masters like me can maximize the distance between our workstation and the location of our thrown phone. This requires a sense of wind, weight of your phone, aerodynamics of your phone, and there will be so much more that will not be clear to you until you reach my level of expertise. Now you might be asking, Keith, why can't I just get up and put my phone somewhere else? There can be so many reasons that this can go wrong. 1, you might be tempted to pick your phone up on the way coming back from actually putting your phone down. 2, you might forget to put it away when you sit down and you're too lazy to get up and put it somewhere else. You're anxious to put your phone away because you're scared that there's going to be a 911 emergency or that your parents are going to call you before their dying breath. All in all, getting up to put your phone away gives your stupid brain too much time to think. And as I've proved before, humans are stupid and irrational. Since yeeting applies throwing an object extremely fast, there's not enough time for your brain to register that you're throwing your phone away. You need to be able to remove distractions in a split second or else it's too late. So, skill number 2 is to reward yourself after yeeting a task. In this context, we are defining yeet as completing a difficult task. In skill number 1, when we throw away our only source of happiness, we have to gain some happiness back into our lives. You see, our brains think in terms of cause and effect, quantifying the amount of reward we get for a certain action. If we do something and we get something pleasurable back, the brain will recognize this and try to repeat the certain action. After yeeting a difficult task, give yourself some time to watch a YouTube video, hang out with friends, work on a passion project. And I already know what some of you are thinking. Keith, my brain won't fall for such low IQ tricks. But in all honesty, do I really have to remind you of this guy? In the end, our brains are not that smart. After eating a difficult task, if we reward ourselves, our brain will encourage this sort of behavior in the future. Through this cause and effect relationship, we can ensure that doing work and receiving a reward becomes a habit that is ingrained in our own lives. And the final skill is to avoid the YEET syndrome. In this context, YEET is a word that people think that they understand until they realize that they have no clue at all what it means. And the YEET syndrome in general is a very dangerous form of procrastination that can be very easily avoided. The YEET syndrome is when you think you know what you're going to study, but then you realize that you actually have no clue at all what to do. For example, you might have told yourself, I'm going to start doing homework at 8 p.m. When 8 p.m. comes around, you have no idea what to do. You're disorganized, you don't know which subjects to start, how long you're going to study for each subject, and how you're going to go about studying. You rearrange homework, try to find what you have to do, and in the end you're giving your brain too much time to think. The YEET syndrome comes from a lack of planning. Most people have a vague idea of what they're going to do. Go to the gym at 7 a.m., study until 3 a.m., but they don't have a specific or detailed plan about how to do it. They freeze up and their brain starts to create excuses. The instructions weren't clear enough. What muscles am I using today? What exercises am I going to do? These are the questions you have to ask yourself before you start doing a task. To combat the YEET syndrome, I suggest creating a plan beforehand. Ask yourself, where is it that I'm going to be doing this task? Am I doing it in my room? Am I going to the gym? Then ask yourself, what am I going to do? And be specific. Don't be like, do math homework. Tell yourself, I'm reading this chapter, I'm doing these problems. Another question you should ask is how you're going to do it. If you're studying for a vocab quiz, am I going to use Quizlet? Use the learn feature, use the write feature. Write it down before so that your brain has no way to talk you out of doing your homework. Now that I've given you the 3 skills required to YEET procrastination, I hope that you can apply these skills to your own life. God, I'm so stupid. Alright, if you enjoyed this YouTube video, please like and comment down below to show how stupid the human race really is.
I hope that it will help you to do a better job.